What you want to talk about? Oh, we schmoozing?
Yeah, we're schmoozing now. Now we're schmoozing. All right. In California, there was another school shooting in Santa Clarita, California, which is northern Los Angeles.
Oh, no.
2 students were killed. At least 4 others were injured. About 40 miles north of Los Angeles. Shots rang out at 7:30 when students at the school were scheduled to be in their first period class. Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva said the department got a call about the gunfire at 7:38 in the morning. 2 minutes later, he said sheriff deputies arrived at the school, found 6 students, including the suspected shooter, already with gunshot wounds. Paramedics swarmed the campus, treating the wounded, while deputies, a SWAT team, federal officials combed nearby neighborhoods searching for a 16-year-old boy they thought had fled the campus after the shooting. After roughly an hour-long search, authorities said the suspect had been apprehended. They did not release his name because he is 16 years old. Wegner said the team was standing in the quad of the school, which is, I guess, the center of the school, when he pulled out a .45 caliber handgun from his backpack and opened fire on other students before turning the gun on himself. The scene at the high school was obviously chaotic. Teenagers walking in a line behind armed law enforcement officials with their arms raised in the air immediately after the shooting as they evacuated the school. All of the 3,000 students will have to be interviewed by the police to determine if they witnessed anything or if perhaps there was additional help. So very sad, Jonathan.
That's
very,
horrible.
very, very sad. Trump said he was too busy to watch the impeachment inquiry today. Yesterday, while much of the country and people across the globe watched the opening, Trump said he was busy with the Turkish president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Trump said, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched 1 minute. This is a shame and should not be allowed. Yet he was able to make at least 12 different tweets
That's what I thought.
about it
Tweeting
after he didn't watch it at all. He's not watching, he's working, said his White House spokesman. His press secretary said he's in the office, in meetings, he is working. However, during the press conference, although he claimed he did not watch it, Trump slipped and said, I see they're using lawyers that are television lawyers. They took some guys off of television. So apparently he was watching when he wasn't. Meanwhile, Chris Wallace, who was a Fox News host, he reacted to the public impeachments yesterday by calling it very damaging to the president. During a break in the proceedings yesterday, Wallace said that Trump should be worried about the testimonies of Bill Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, and George Kent. Wallace said that he expected the hearings to be pretty devastating. The Fox News host explained, I think that William Taylor was a very impressive witness and was very damaging to the president. He took very copious notes at almost every conversation. That is very true, because when you watched his testimony yesterday, he had very detailed notes. I was thinking about this, that everything he did, he wrote a memorandum to his file or whatever of what was going on. Let's watch Chris Wallace.
And was very damaging to the president. He took very copious notes at almost every conversation.
So meanwhile, the Democrats, they're kind of changing their tune. They're not using quid pro quo anymore because nobody understands what it means. And if you remember, Jonathan, people were thanking me for explaining what quid pro quo meant. And the Republicans were saying, this is a big nothing. There's no crime, quid pro quo. It's not a crime. So after the testimony of the 2 initial witnesses yesterday, what the American people heard, what anybody heard who was listening around the world, was that these government officials said, in essence, Donald Trump said to the Ukrainian government, the president of the Ukraine, as well as other officials through staff from the White House, that in order to get $400 million to protect your company, your country, from the Russians, $400 million that was already authorized by Congress, and for you to come meet me in the White House and be on the pedestal of the White House, which is an honor to meet me, you have to publicly announce that you are making an investigation into Joe Biden and his son for fraud, theft, and interference in the 2016 election. The Democrats are now calling it literally, they're calling it a bribery.
Ooh.
Because the reason they're calling it a bribery is because people understand what the word bribery means. So now they're starting to use, Nancy Pelosi is getting a little smart, and I have a quote here from her. She's starting to use the word bribery. She said today at a press conference, the devastating testimony corroborated evidence of bribery uncovered in the inquiry, and that the president abused his power and violated his oath by threatening to withhold military aid in a White House meeting in exchange for an investigation into his political rival, a clear attempt by the president to give himself an advantage in the 2020 election. And I know you have a lot to say about this, what's going on with Instagram. One of the biggest rushes you can have on social media, which you know, is how many likes your post gets, or how many views your live video gets. So in an attempt to clamp down on competitive pressure, Instagram is going to hide likes from users. Now you will be able to see the likes of your particular posts, how many people liked your post. What you will not be able to see is how many people liked other people's posts. So for example, I put my picture up today. I'll see how many people liked it.
Exactly.
Jonathan puts up his picture today, and I go to Jonathan's Instagram. I have no idea how many people.
You have no idea.
They're taking that away from us.
They are. Well, if you update your app right now, that's what's happening. But this is going crazy. Everybody's talking about this. A lot of people are mad about it.
Now the idea, according to Instagram, is to depressurize Instagram, make it less competitive. They say social media companies have come under pressure to make a more proactive approach to both monitoring content on their platforms and managing screen addiction. Some users have expressed relief. I don't like it.
No.
But the changes could be a blow to smaller influencers who relied on large numbers of likes.
This is how, this is how a lot of people make money. This is their business.
So this is what is going. This is my opinion of why they are doing it. I wish I had my bullshit buzzer right now.
That's exactly what it is.
Because if I had my bullshit buzzer, it has nothing to do. They could care less about your psychological and emotional attachments to Instagram, and your competitive instincts or your healthy mental mind.
They're saying they want a healthy environment for the youth.
They want you addicted to what you're watching right now.
Exactly.
We do too, but just for this hour and a half to 2 hours. But what they're doing is they're going to make people buy their analytics.
That's what it is.
I guarantee you.
No, that's exactly what it is.
It's a money grab by Mark Zuckerberg's not rich enough yet. It's a money grab by him. People are going to have to buy their You're an Instagram influencer or you're a Facebook influencer. Okay, now you want to sell. You want to do a promotion. You want to do a partnership. You want to, whatever you want to do as a businessman or as a businesswoman to use your influence, you can't show anybody what you do unless you actually now buy your analytics. Do you know what the most immigrant-friendly city in America is?
The most immigrant-friendly
city in America.
City. Is it like somewhere in like Sweden?
You would think it is Chicago. Chicago is the #1 ranked city for immigrants in America. Followed by Chula Vista, California, Jersey City, New Jersey, and then San Francisco.
Wow.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot, she's the mayor of Chicago, she said in a statement, "We are tremendously proud Chicago has been named the most welcoming city in America for immigrants and refugees. This ranking reflects the passionate and dedicated work of countless public officials and community members across our city who have come together to stand up and fight for the rights of our immigrant and refugee communities." Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.